Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before. This is GABNET, the Great American Broadcast Network.
Hi, everybody. This is Alex Bennett, and I've had a long and interesting trip. It's called life. And for years, people have demanded that I write a book about it, and while I've been a writer, my main talent has always been that of a broadcaster. Over a year ago, I decided not to write the book, but using my best skill, I decided to tell it. It's called Life in the Passing Lane, and I described it as an audio biography. It's presented in 30-minute chapters, so it's easy to binge listen. And you can access it on the GABNET page by clicking on Life in the Passing Lane and going to a page with every single episode, plus some extras. If you want to access it on your mobile device, that's easy too. It's on iTunes. It's Life in the Passing Lane, an audio biography by me. I'm Alex Bennett.
We're GABNET, and we've got you covered live 5 nights a week. First Tuesday through Friday at 9:30 Eastern, it's The Exchange.
Harlan Ellison totally insisted that there were no sounds in space on Babylon 5. Watching it for 20 minutes will clearly show that there are sounds in space. So what the fuck are you pulling this out of, Mr. Harlan Ellison? That pretty much cemented the idea of who Harlan was in my brain.
Tuesday through Friday at 10 Eastern. Join Alex Bennett on the Ramble.
You don't think Bill Clinton's a pervert?
No, I don't.
Go ahead.
No, I really don't. I think I think he's a man who let his dick talk for him. You know, I think he's a guy who was pursued by a young woman and should have said no, but he didn't. Now, the only woman I ever talked to that fucked Bill Clinton was Jennifer Flowers. She kept saying during the interview, you know, I really did have sex with Bill Clinton. And I asked her the question. I said, that's not what's important to me. What's important to me was he a gentleman? And she said, he was terrific. She said, every time we'd have sex, the next day he would call and see if I was okay. He never dodged my calls if I wanted to call him. He was an absolute gentleman.
Tuesday through Friday at midnight, The Intersection.
We now know that Trump doesn't hate all Democrats. He at least likes the Democrats who he perceives to be as crooked as he is.
Wait a minute, ring that bell!
I mean, between Menendez and Blagojevich, you know, who he pardoned.
Mm-hmm. If you like sports, we've got that too, with The Arena, Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
There's a lot of long-ass games come knockout round because they have to finish. So you have to play up to 120 minutes plus a penalty shootout.
Okay.
Finally, you can get hot and bothered on Connections at 10 p.m. Eastern Monday and by delay Tuesday through Friday at 1 a.m. Eastern.
Many customers have seen a young girl in period clothing. Do it. Just say it. I can't say it. Because she knows, even though it means something totally different, immediately she's thinking she's wearing rags.
Bloody Mary.
Come on, do
Bloody
it.
Mary.
That
Bloody Mary.
That was my own joke. What? Were you looking in the mirror when you did that?
No.
Catch up on all the shows with our weekend flashback. All shows have the Citizen Panel, an exclusive concept of GABNET. It's new, it's daring, it's talk like you've never heard it before. Reasons why you tune into GABNET. Here's reason number 9. Great celebrity guests.
So how many years is this now with Teller?
43, and that's 43 continuous. You can try to say Keith Richards and Mick Jagger go longer, but they take 3, 4, 5 years off. You know, even when they're together, they take the time off. Continuous, you know, no more than 2 weeks working apart, I think.
Wow. And
like being waterboarded for 43 years.
GABNET. Reasons to listen every day. Log on to gabnet.net for more. GABNET. It's talk like you've never heard it before. Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before. This is GABNET, the Great American Broadcast Network.
This is embarrassing. Hey, everybody, wait a minute. Let me just get my picture of me, because ultimately, I'm the most important thing about this program. Well, almost. You'll find out that I'm not the most important thing about this program this evening, but we will get to that in just a second. But I just wanted to say that I got a note from Phil, and Phil is fine. And he's recovering, and they say they got 100% of the blockage blown out, and now there'll be no stopping him. How do I we have a guest here in the studio. And I bribed him to be here tonight, and I bribed him with a room. That's what I've done. You may recognize this gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, as Albert Reinoso. Who?
I thought we were just going to talk about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you brought me in here.
Yeah.
Talk about my favorite show.
Your favorite show, Doctor Who, and yeah, sure, we can talk about that. Let me put us on a split screen here, so they can see both of us there. See how that looks? Isn't that nice? No, wait a minute. Now you're moving your head into my screen. You can't. You're not allowed to do that. You can come over here later.
Feels pretty good.
When we talk to the citizen panel, then you can do it.
Is that still going on?
Yeah, that's still going on.
How long have I been away from GabNet?
It's got to be. How long have you been away from GabNet?
It's been several years now. 13, 14. What are you in? 18 now?
Well, let's see. You and I.
15.
We were fired in April
13.
of 13.
Right.
We kept doing the TV thing until New Year's, and
right.
then I tried to do it with Marjorie running the board, but forget it. That was, I mean, she gave it her best, but. And then we went to doing it once every 3 weeks.
Yeah, but then you did this in the meantime,
In
too.
the meantime,
this thing works.
We always, if you may remember,
mm-hmm.
we did this show. I think as a simulcast with a TV show.
The radio thing?
Originally, when we first started the podcast, we did the TV thing, and then we simulcast it.
I don't think so.
Yes, we did.
Yeah?
On audio.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when we stopped doing the TV, we started doing this, and I said, why don't you do a show too?
Right, that I remember, yes.
And then you did the show. We did it. We were doing the TV show at what, 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that, 10 to noon?
Yes.
So you decided you were going to go on at 10 and I would go on at 11.
That's right. It was a morning thing.
And you did an hour and I did an hour.
That was a huge mistake.
And then you decided that you didn't like getting up that early. And so you wanted to move your show to 8 o'clock.
Right.
So I said, I'll move mine to 9 o'clock.
And is that when it went on?
Yeah, I think
8 o'clock and 9 o'clock?
Or you went on at 9.
9 o'clock and you went on at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I went on at 10.
I think that's what it was.
And you did your show for a while, and everybody loved it, and everybody asked me where you are and what you're doing, and they wish you were still doing a show. And
well, all I have is 2 words for you: witness protection.
Yeah,
that's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
I can't do anything about it.
Yeah,
my hands are tied.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't been able to explain where you've gone or anything like that, but you still do remain on the app, on the Roku app, on the Roku's channel.
I have no idea why or that I was on a Roku app.
It's in a gone but not forgotten section.
Oh, okay,
and I have about 10 of your shows there.
Oh, that's nice.
Along with Revelstoke Jim, all these bodies in this in this podcast cemetery.
And now, so if I go to Roku, I can get on the GabNet channel and find these?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Not GabNet TV, the regular GabNet channel.
Right, yeah. Well, I'll find it, yeah. On Roku, I just look up GabNet.
And then there's a place, I don't know what's called, Gone But Not Forgotten, or some. I can't remember.
Losers who aren't on Gabnet
It's right there.
anymore.
I should have. I'll show it to you tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. I'll be here for several days, annoying you.
Yeah,
and
he's
your
staying
wife.
here forever, folks. He's it's the Sponge family, and they plan to, as long as we're what's the word we're looking for? What do they call people who are
still alive?
No, staying in an apartment. But
we're taking it. This place is so great. The apartment is wonderful.
Yeah.
The people are wonderful. But we just want the apartment. It's such a great apartment in New York. We're just going to kill you and leave you here.
Yeah.
There's also a crawl space I've already spotted that you guys would fit perfectly into.
The crawl space is actually in the ceiling.
On top too?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So all you have to do is just shove us in one of the crawl spaces, and if you don't mind the smell for a while.
No, we got garbage bags.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We know what we're doing.
No, but we are. What's the term when people move in somewhere but they're not supposed to be there?
Squatters.
Squatters.
Yeah, right.
We've been squatting now for 5 years, and so you could. I don't know. It may not be illegal in New York, but we could maybe sign a sub-squatter lease.
That's possible.
Okay.
Do you not believe that exists?
Sub-squatter.
I'm sure it exists somewhere in this town. Definitely.
Actually, we're not squatters. We've been sitting here waiting for somebody to decide who we pay.
Yes.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
And nothing wrong with that because your money's sitting in a bank making money.
And we don't owe anybody anything because we never signed anything with anybody.
That's right.
But we have high-priced lawyers. You know, people say, "Oh, you're living in this apartment for free, right?" Well, not exactly. Over the last 5 years, we have paid out $50,000 in legal fees.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our rent.
That's good for $10,000 a year in rent. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
But it's still it's rent.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
If that's all the rent you have to pay, then I guess your rent, you may be more than rent controlled. You may be more than rent stabilized. You may be rent controlled now at that price. $10,000 a year. Wow.
Well, this is a rent stabilized apartment.
On top of it, it's rent stabilized.
It's rent stabilized.
Wow, you're getting off easy.
That's part of the argument.
Yeah, well, it's a
Well,
good argument.
You know the whole story.
Yeah, I know the story.
I mean, it's just
I know the story. Well, good for you.
In fact, you know what's weird? As I get older, I start forgetting.
But you don't get younger.
Well, I know that. You don't have to point it out.
Oh, I'm just telling you. That's the progression of things. Time does that.
Hell, when I knew you were but a mere child, a broth of a boy.
I only had 3 gray hairs.
We've known each other now for 14 years?
14 years now, yeah.
Yeah.
13, yeah, something like that. 14, 15.
Yeah.
Yes, 14 years. It was 14.
And they came to me and they said, we have this guy who we think would make a good producer for you. Would you like to try him?
But we'll give you Albert Reinoso instead.
But we'll give you Albert Reinoso instead.
That's right.
No, but they said, would you like to do it? And I went, sure. You know, I was always very copacetic to stuff like that. And in San Francisco, there was a newswoman doing the morning show, and they said, would you take our newswoman, or do you want to use your own? I said, no, I don't want to put anybody out of a job.
Yeah, right.
And I don't want to put you out of a job. I said, sure, I'll
I didn't even work there at the time.
No,
you
I
got
know.
me fresh.
I know.
In fact, thank goodness for that, I think.
Yeah.
Now that I remember it.
And you hated me.
Oh, well, most people that first meet you hate you.
Yeah,
so there's
yeah.
nothing unnatural about that.
You hated me. I think we probably, how long was it before we kind of liked working with each other?
I think it was when management gave us shit about something we wanted to do, and then we said, wait a minute, we're not each other's enemy. Those guys are the enemy.
Those guys are, yeah.
They're screwing with what we're trying to do here.
And for the rest of the time, which was, let's say it took us a year to get used to each other.
Okay.
For the rest of the time, I think we were a great combination.
Yeah, worked out well.
You were the best
Worked out
producer
well.
I ever had.
Yeah, of course, you know.
And of course. Oh, you had your weaknesses.
Oh, I have many.
You were never.
I have many.
Can I tell you what you were never good at?
Booking guests.
That's it.
I have no problem hearing that. You know, because you know what was the worst thing to do?
What?
Booking guests.
Yes, of course. Wait, I'll tell you though.
But I also had my hands tied in that place because they didn't let me approach people that I had been so accustomed to approaching over the years, just working in New York outside of Sirius, and I couldn't do my job. They wouldn't let me do that.
Why?
Because they wanted their PR people to contact, big celebrities on behalf of shows that they wanted to
But in the very
pick.
beginning, I think you could go out and get people if you wanted.
Yeah, I could, but then I'd have to battle with other people that said, "Oh, we really need them, so we can't put them on both stations." I mean, we had a lot of that.
Yeah,
we had a lot of that.
Well, towards the end, we had the problem was that they had like a central booker,
Right,
and we just sat there and they said, "Do you want so and so?"
Yeah,
Or
sure.
if we heard that so and so was coming to town, we want so and so. Well, I'm sorry, he's booked on so and so show.
Exactly.
He's on Howard. If
Yeah,
he was on Howard, we couldn't get him.
We wanted all the celebrities in New York that were of name value or of some entertainment interest.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Right? So why wouldn't we ask for them? I don't know.
So, but you were never really good at going out and booking people. But you became very good at saying to the people upstairs, "Yeah, we'll take them, and we won't take them."
I was good at booking people before I went to Sirius.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, because you.
But I couldn't follow up. I had great contacts.
Yeah.
But when I got there, there was a lot of roadblock.
But the idea of booking doesn't appeal to you.
Not anymore. No, that soured me on it.
Oh, really? Oh, that soured.
That soured me on it. I had some great relationships with some of the good PR people, but couldn't use them after a while.
Yeah. I mean, my ex-wife was a great booker.
Yeah.
She booked some great people for me, but we also had an office for her at WPLJ, and she would sit in it every day, and she got to know all the PR people in town.
Exactly. That's what you have to do.
But that was the old days.
Yeah.
That was the old days. Now, it's...
Yeah, now you send out a tweet and you get something back in 2 seconds. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. What show is it? I don't care. I'll do it.
Well, that's not necessarily the case.
Oh, no.
If it were that easy, I'd have a guest on here every night.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
You don't want that kind of guest.
Yeah, well, also, what I do now is I pre-record my guests, even the video.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And the reason I do that is because I found I tried putting a guest on with the citizen panel. Now, if they were here while the show was going on, that might work.
Right.
But the fact that they were somewhere else, and then all of a sudden, if I said, "Well, here's Penn Jillette," and then Penn Jillette comes on with the citizen panel, they're going to shut up. They're not going to interact.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Or he is going to feel so intimidated by the fact that he's seeing a panel of like 5 other people.
That's the best way to do it.
So I pre-record them
one-on-one.
I do my bubbles once every week, and
But you don't edit.
No.
Good.
Okay. Who edits anymore?
Well, there's a lot of people that edit.
Really?
Yeah.
To this day?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
To begin with, I wouldn't edit because I like the show to be live or at least seem live.
Well, the spontaneity of the interview is the best thing.
So if I'm recording like Will Durst as an example, and he's on video, or my ex-wife and she's on video, I don't want to edit that.
No.
Sometimes the signal, I'll be talking to Bubbles and we'll lose the signal. His phone will go out or something, and I just dial him right back and we put that on the air.
Yeah. That's the way it should be.
Because it's real, folks. It's real.
Yeah.
By the way, in
case
you don't know and you just joined us, this is Albert Reinoso. And Albert Reinoso, for the better part of over 9+ years, was my producer at Sirius and then Sirius XM.
Well, that's a big chunk of time.
That is a big chunk of time.
That's a big chunk of time.
How dare they fire us? We still don't know why.
No.
We have no idea why. I guess that's the part that bothers me the most. No, you know why it bothers me? I'd like to know it was my fault.
Do you want me to tell you it's your fault? Then you get what you wanted.
No, I don't want you to tell me it's your fault because you can't do it because you're not the people who fired me.
Yeah.
But the funny part was usually they fired me, but they don't fire you.
Right.
You just go on to another show.
Did the management guys take you out to lunch yet?
Oh, by the way,
because I know they were going to.
Here's what happened. The last day, remember the last day I was there? They came in after the show.
Yeah.
And they said, been really nice working with you.
so
and
good
in
to
a
have
couple
you
of
here.
weeks,
Get out.
And in a couple of weeks, when you feel up to it, we'd like to sit down and have lunch with you. And I went, oh, what for? They said, well, let's wait till the lunch, right? So then I write them a couple of weeks later, and I said, I'm ready.
Yeah, right.
Let's have lunch. And they said, well, so-and-so's out of town for the next couple of weeks, and then I'm going after that. We'll get back to you. And now here it is 5 years later, and I've never gotten a call from these assholes to have lunch. So what I thought of doing was writing the program director, because what have I got to lose, folks?
Yeah, right.
You know, it's not like they're ever going to fucking hire me again.
Yeah.
Or that I'm ever going to need them for a reference.
Right.
All right?
Right.
And I was going to write him and say, Dear so-and-so.
Yeah.
You know who the so-and-so would be.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bother inviting me to lunch. I've already eaten.
If so-and-so is even still there. Who knows?
I think they're still there.
Oh, really?
There. Oh, they're still there. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That won't last forever.
Mediocrity survives at that place.
But even the mediocre have their last day. So.
Yeah. They have the day when, how'd you describe it? The boss is waiting by the elevator.
Oh yeah. Oh, that used to happen.
Explain that.
That used to happen at a radio station that we both worked at.
Yeah.
And the disc jockey would come in, and the program director, the boss of the radio station, would wait by the elevator and tell the guy you're fired, so he doesn't even go on the air. And they already have somebody in the studio.
And he doesn't even get past the glass
doors.
doors.
He doesn't get barely the doors open, and then they close again.
The unusual thing they did do with me at Sirius, and you have to admit that there was something right there.
Yes, I know what you're going to say.
Is that they fired me about 3 weeks before my last show. They let me stay on the air because they trusted me. Mm-hmm. Because most of the time, they don't let you go back on the air.
Right.
Your last show is your last show.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's it. No more, no less. And the reason for that is they're afraid you're gonna do something.
Say something bad.
Say something bad.
Write something on your social media.
Well, that you do anyway.
Well, but if they found that out, a week into it, and they gave you 3 more weeks, you'd be out after that week.
Yeah.
Probably be good press though.
Yeah. Well, they
missed that opportunity.
Well, let's see here. I remember one of the guys that's gone that went was Anthony Cumia.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They fired him because he did a tweet somewhere.
Some kind of social thing.
That always galled me because. I mean, come on, that isn't his radio show. He didn't say it on the radio show. He wrote it in a tweet.
Yeah, and he's a comedian for all intents and purposes.
And a controversial. They tried to be controversial.
Certainly.
I don't know what he wrote. I can't remember. But they fired him.
Yeah.
So Opie, who I like Cumia. Cumia was, I think, a nicer guy than Opie.
I don't know either of them.
Opie
really.
was like a piece of shit.
Well, I'm not going to say. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway. So Opie, of course, goes on without him. They've been a team forever, but instead of taking his stand and saying, you fire him, I'm not staying either, he goes, okay, I'll do the show. And he,
well, I know a lot of duos like that in radio who don't necessarily want to work together, but they have some kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
But they don't want to work together.
Oh, okay.
So I can understand that.
All right.
I can understand.
Well,
that.
anyway.
And there have been several in New York in the last 10 years that happened with.
Anyway, they fired Opie.
Yeah.
And now Jim Norton is doing his show.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what's going on in radio.
Norton, who I had a problem with for a while because of I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, he was saying something about you.
I was walking down the halls and they were saying something about me as I was walking down the halls, and I turned them into HR saying, I don't need this kind of hostile environment to work in. And Norton and I always had this kind of thing with each other. And the last day I was there, Norton came up to me and said, sorry to see you go, Alex. You're terrific. And I went, wow. And I thanked him very much. And ever since then, I've really had a certain affection for Jim Norton.
Has he invited you on the show?
No, he hasn't. No. So fuck him. Fuck him.
Here's the thing that I was thinking today. Like, too bad we're not doing Sirius any longer, because you
were thinking that.
Well, I was thinking that, but for a particular reason.
Okay.
Is that you do a spot-on Donald Trump?
No.
No, I'm not going to ask you to do it now. No. But you did a Donald Trump before Donald Trump was ever thinking about running for president, was still doing The Apprentice, and you would do Donald Trump.
But I would only throw out 4 or 5 lines. The only 4 or 5 lines that anybody could do. Yeah. That's what I would do. But now you have to do all the mannerisms, and you have to do, you have to know how to talk just like this guy does.
The lines were basically something spectacular or wonderful or...
What?
I think you did hyperbole.
Yeah, well, he used to say many, many people. Many people love me. The blacks love me. There were only certain phrases, and essentially...
He still says that.
It's the tweets. It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be the very best. It's going to be unbelievable. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
You see, folks?
It's just these useless phrases that he throws around.
All I could think of when I was singing this the other day, because I knew you were coming, I said, I forgot, he did the best Trump ever.
No, I just did the,
Every time you did it, we'd be breaking up.
Thing.
We'd be breaking up.
All right.
But everybody knew what a prick he was.
Everybody knows.
Many
people, many good people love me. The bad people, the fake news, hate me.
See, there you go.
But he's almost better just to do him than Bush was. But Bush had the words. There were so many great phrases that he had. That's what I loved about Bush.
I gotta praise you for something.
Oh, please do.
Oh, I'll be happy to. Something happened where, I don't know, my old boss at Sirius told Fox that you'd be a good producer for Alan Combs.
Oh,
you remember that?
Yes.
Which pissed me off, of course, about Sirius, because you were doing the stuff with me.
Right.
We were doing the TV stuff at the time.
Right.
And I'm thinking, he knows he's working with me. He's got to know it. And here he is pawning me off, sending him off to somebody else. But, you went over and you talked to them, and they really wanted you and liked you.
They hired me.
And then they hired you.
They hired me.
And I can't, yes, I remember what it was.
And for a nice buck, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Fox pays well, don't they?
Yeah, but it's a spooky environment over there.
Yeah.
It's really spooky.
Yeah.
And I was only there for 2 days.
Well, here's why he was there for 2 days. So I guess the second day you were there, somebody comes into you, a boss or something, and says, I hear you're doing, because you were still doing...
Yes, I was still doing...
The internet stuff.
The internet stuff. I think I'd mentioned to you that I may do it once a week instead of 4 times a week or 5 times a week, whatever it was, because now I have this full-time thing that I have to do with Alan Combs. In fact, one of the trade publications wrote about it.
Well, wrote about the fact that you had the podcast.
Wrote about, well, they said, hey, congratulations to Albert Reinoso, who's going to Fox News to produce for Alan Combs, and he still does his podcast on Gabnet, which is Alex Bennett's podcast network or something like that. Yeah. And my boss read this and called me into the office and said, do you really do a podcast every day? I said, yeah, I do. He said, we can't have you do that anymore. I said, why not? He said, well, it's a conflict of interest.
And now, this is what really got to me. This, folks, if you want to pay attention to it, is considered a prime competitor to Fox Broadcasting.
Well, now it might be.
It might
be today.
It might be today, but
today it might be.
Back then it certainly
back then
wasn't.
It wasn't. No.
And you told them, and they said, so you can either do Combs,
right,
or you can do your little podcast. And you told them.
Well, they said they didn't say it like that. They said you can't do your podcast because that's a conflict of interest with Alan Combs, who, by the way, had his own podcast.
Yeah.
That was airing on a different radio thing
Yeah.
at the same time, and he had another radio thing that he was doing, which had nothing to do with Fox either.
Right.
And so did just about any Fox host. Hannity had his own radio show. A lot of the other people had their own. So it didn't make any sense at all. And I said, well, I'm going to continue to do the podcast, so I guess you don't want me here. He said, no, we can't have that.
And I appreciated that.
Yeah.
But I think part of it was, number one, your immaculate love for me. But the other part of it had to do...
It must be, ask my wife in the next room, because she was not thrilled by it.
Was not thrilled by what?
You know, that I turned down this job with Fox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your scruples. That'll pay the rent. That's good.
But I think you didn't want anybody telling you what you could do and couldn't do.
That certainly had to do with it. But the zombie-like atmosphere was enough to clinch it. You know, because I mean, it really was a strange atmosphere over there. Very strange.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if you're going to tell me that I don't have to work here because of my podcast, then I'm not working here, because it's just too weird in here already, you know.
Yeah, so that was part of the reason you left.
It was a big reason, yeah. But
you kind of got disgusted with radio altogether, didn't you?
Well, radio got disgusted with radio. It's not. There's no radio like you and I did it, and like anybody who listened to the radio at in the 70s and the 80s, certainly in the 60s. It's just not the same. Even if you listen to Sirius, it's not the same. It sounds similar if you listen to 60s at 6. Oh, yeah, I remember the jingles. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I remember those disc jockeys. But it's not the same thing, because they're sitting there writing stuff in 20 minutes that they're going to put over 4 hours, you know, or saying things in 20 minutes. It's just not the same.
Yeah, it's all voice, what they call voice track.
Yeah, it's all voice track the day before. It's not the same. There's no immediacy at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have the same feeling about what goes on in life if it's not live, if it's not being done.
The other problem with Sirius was they would rather go out and pay known names
than
develop their own talent.
Oh, I'll go one further and say that they would rather go out and not pay and have some magazine or somebody come in and give them so-called hosts for shows who know nothing about radio, who know nothing about anything but the publication they work for. And that's what they have a lot of that.
Yeah.
Sponsored programming. Or if not sponsored, then what would you call that?
Subsidized.
Branded
what you're saying
programming.
is something like if Entertainment Magazine has an Entertainment Magazine channel.
Oh, I believe they do.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do.
TMZ
now has a Sirius channel, I think.
I don't think so.
They
don't advertise it.
No?
No.
I thought
we watch TMZ every day.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I don't think they have a channel. But what I think we're saying is that Entertainment Magazine probably pays the staff that works that channel.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. No
Yeah.
question about it.
Yeah.
You know,
So
don't be surprised if you see the Inquirer channel on there or something similar.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's not there now.
And my question is, with all the money they spend for personalities on Sirius XM,
All that money, huh?
most of the people who have Sirius XM listen to the music channels.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Or the specialty channels like comedy, where there aren't a lot of hosts. It's just rebroadcast comedy albums
well,
or old stuff.
it's almost like a music channel.
Yes,
because
exactly.
they're playing recordings and so on and so forth.
Or the sports channels. That's big too.
Well, I'm so happy you came to stay with us and everything, because you're one. Who would have thought this friendship would have endured?
That's a good question.
No, really,
that's a very good question.
If at
In
the
the
very
initial stages, yeah, you would have thought that.
You would have thought that we wouldn't. And there's been an amount of loyalty you've presented to me, and I hope I've never had the ability to have that same loyalty back. Or to
yes,
prove
you
it,
have.
Or to prove it.
Oh, yes, you have.
How's that?
Well, I was talking to Michael Billy, and he told me that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know whatever became of Michael Billy. Do we know? Does anybody know?
Michael Billy was running for some office over in New
was he?
Jersey. Yeah.
Did he win?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm going to have to email him. I think I emailed him once, and it came back to me. I don't even know what his real email is anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael Billy is a professional homosexual.
Yes, he is. He got me into the gay bars when we were doing the broadcasts from, where were we, in Iowa?
Yeah. Oh, you went to a gay bar with him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Either Iowa or New Hampshire, one of the two.
Yeah,
I went with him.
We would go someplace like Iowa or New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And for the primaries. And then Michael Billy would know exactly where the gay bar was.
As soon as the broadcast was over, the editing was done, boom, let's go to the gay bar. There was not even a question as to let's just go to a bar.
Yeah.
He said, I know the gay bar, let's go. But he was a little pissed off because I think I got cruised more than he did when we went there.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I can see why. You're shorts. You're all tanned. You're living in Florida.
Yeah.
You know,
Life is good. In spite of it all, life is good.
Well, you know, you got a good woman with you.
I got the best.
I don't know if you're married or not.
Sorry to say about your wife, but I got the best.
No, you don't have to say it. You got the best.
Okay. All right.
Take it from me.
Yeah.
No, mine's pretty damn good.
Yes, yours is pretty damn good.
You know, I mean, we're getting to the point. We're two cranky old people. That's our problem.
I'm not really that cranky.
I know.
I'm not really that cranky. First of all, let me tell you that the state government of my new state has been very, very gracious in allowing me, because of several needs, they provided me with an ID card for medical marijuana. So there can be nothing better than that. So there's no income tax and medical marijuana. Why doesn't everybody live here? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, well, you know, you couldn't get my wife to move out of this town.
Well, it's tough. It's tough to move out of this town, but
first
given
you
the
have
right
to-
situation.
First, you have to find the exit.
Yeah.
You know, and there are only a couple of them.
Well, that's because she's so energetic. This is a town for energetic people. I said it to my wife when we had a little bite to eat earlier.
She's
I said,
energetic. She comes home and she passes out.
I don't get that. I see her moving all around all over the place.
Yeah, that's a put on.
Oh, is that just
That's
for
a
us?
show. That was for show.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll keep an eye out. Is she asleep already? Wait a minute, but she's the only working stiff in the whole house.
Oh, shut up.
I'm talking about me and my wife as well. We're not working stiffs.
Well, your wife is walking dogs.
That's true, yeah.
So she's working.
She's starting a dog walking.
She's working.
Business, yeah.
So
She is working.
No, I feel like I'm a pimp. You know? She gets up, goes to work every morning, you know, brings home a salary. Meanwhile, I haven't brought home a salary in 5 years.
What's the bad thing about pimping?
I've heard it's terrible, but I've never been able to see a reason why.
I don't seem to be able to figure out what's bad about that.
What's bad about pimping?
It's not like I'm beating up on the hoe. I don't do that. But what's the bad thing about that?
What, is that all the money you brought home tonight? You know,
I've provided in the past, so
listen,
what's
you're
the
going to be here
difference?
for a couple of days, and you'll probably come back on here again sometime during that time.
Yes, I think probably next. You don't do Mondays, right?
No, I don't do Mondays.
Then the only other opening we have is Wednesday.
Is Wednesday?
Yeah, because we have a show on Tuesday night. Thursday we leave.
Yeah.
Monday you're not on.
Yeah. I'm not on Sunday.
And tomorrow we're going to a show.
Right.
So Wednesday's the only other time.
Wednesday's the only
here.
other time. So would you like?
Why would you like that to happen? I don't know, but
would you like to crawl over here and let me turn on the Skype lines and talk to a few people?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I could leave you there, but then you couldn't really see them that well.
No, I can hear them. That's all I need.
That's all you need.
You know, I did this for a little while. I rarely looked at the screen when they were on the Skype lines.
Put you on both pictures on.
Yeah, let me see. Which camera's mine?
Best you kind of come over. Just come over here.
What am I doing?
And we'll be better off. Let me just turn on my Skype. Here we go. We go online to Skype, there you are. See, there you are. Everybody can see you now.
What is this one? Is this the one? Oh,
what?
This is the one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Yeah. This. Hold on a second. Let me just cut to us here. Okay, just move over a little more this way.
What am I using? Sharing the mic here with you?
Yeah, you got to share the mic.
Okay, I'll share the mic.
Unless somehow you can. Well, that would take too much to move that one over. But anyway, so our lines are open, folks. If you want to call. See, this is the point where I just sit here and I just know one night nobody's going to call, and that's the night it's all over with. Huh? Call. You know.
That's only good for the people that are watching the video.
Yeah, somebody last night on the show said, "What's happened to you? Where are you?"
Who?
You.
Yeah, here I am,
here. And I said, well, I was just talking to him the other day, and he's going on vacation. And they said, oh, where's he going on vacation? I said, guess.
Yeah.
And they went, Italy?
What kind of vacation is it that somebody tells you have to come into my spare room and talk into a long stick?
Exactly. All right, now let me see
look
here.
At that.
Let me. Do you remember Scott Boddicker?
Yes.
Do you remember Scott? Wait a minute. Let me get rid of all this garbage here, and get rid of that there, and then I can see there, and then we're right down at the bottom. See that?
Fancy stuff.
Isn't that cute? Huh?
Very nice.
See, and I can
I'm not
also.
going to say much. I just wanted to make sure I had my spot reserved for the big crowd that's going to be coming in.
A big crowd that's going to be coming in. Okay, well here comes
another familiar face coming.
Here comes Tom Yamaguchi, ladies and gentlemen.
Tom Yam.
Tom Yam. He used to call your show, didn't he?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, and you remember
he
Tom?
used to call Sirius all the time.
You also remember Tom from my installation in the Hall of Fame.
That's right. The what is it? The bar. What is it, Tom? The Barhoff?
Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame.
Barhoff, right?
Barhoff,
right?
Yeah, that was a liquor place owned by Dennis Hoff.
Is this still going on? Are you still allowing him to do these kind of jokes? Stop it.
Now that's Ray. Maybe you don't know Ray, but Ray is he's out walking his dog.
All right, Ray. Good for you.
You know, he supplies the, what could we call it, the color.
Yeah.
He's a little. You're someplace where there isn't a good signal though. You're frozen, Ray.
Ray's gone. Get him out.
Ray, you there?
Get him out.
He'll try again. Anyway, so you of course, Tom, you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
He remembers me slightly.
Yeah.
He likes all your other producers better from the Bay Area.
Now, did Scott Boddicker ever call you?
Did you call me, Scott?
I think I called you on the last day of, towards the last days of you and Alex on Sirius.
Oh, really?
Is that Albert?
All right. Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
I know. You don't know me. I'm just saying hi.
Oh, okay, good. And who is that?
This is me. This is Ray.
Oh, Ray.
The dog walker.
Ray, do you get paid to walk the dogs, or they're your dogs?
No, it's his dog.
Okay.
It's my,
By the way,
my Disney dog.
I heard a great joke the other day, and actually, unbelievably, who is this calling? Let's see here. Somebody's
Steve.
on the phone. Who is this? Is this Steve? Is this Steve?
No, it's Doug. Albert,
Oh.
my man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I thought he was banned from the network.
He was.
Well, how did that happen then?
It's been so long
No
that
wonder you don't have caller ID. It's just anybody can get through.
God, Doug!
I was surprised you didn't hang up on me, but anyway, I'm glad you didn't. I'm calling from a motel room. That's the only way I can get through. Because you got my number blocked.
You know who's calling next? Fafafui.
Yeah, Fafafui. Wait a minute. So you're in a do you still have the same job you had?
Oh, no, I quit back in March of 2017. I'm doing this photography thing. And now I know where the term starving artist comes from.
Yeah.
But my wife's not complaining for me to get a job, so I'm having fun doing what I'm doing. And the boss that they hired was an asshole. And I was like, I don't know how many tomorrows I have left, but you're not going to be part of them. So I left.
How long are you on the wagon now?
Excuse me?
How long you on the wagon?
About 2 minutes.
Okay, just checking.
I'm in a hotel room. What the hell you expect?
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, if you want to hang up on me, I don't mind. I appreciate Alex the time to allow me on here.
You know, it's been so long since you've been on. How can I hang up on you?
What kind of photography involves you being in a hotel room?
Yeah, only kind of photography I can think of that would involve a hotel room is porn.
Now you're going to get him started.
I travel around to different places, and I had to go back to another motel I was at to retrieve my tablet that I left there.
Yeah,
that my wife bought me, and she was really pissed when I was like, "Oh, I left it over there." She, "You better go get that damn thing back." So,
who's the big porn star now? I know nothing about porn, and I know you do.
I stick with the old-fashioned stuff, but if you really want to see somebody really kinky, check out Roxy Ray.
Who?
Roxy Ray, R-A-Y-E.
Is it Roxy with 8 X's?
No, 11.
Yes, 3 X's.
Oh, man. All right, Roxy Ray. I'll be sure to get on that right after this.
No, Roxy, R-O-X-Y.
Right, okay.
I was just
like Roxy Music.
I was about ready to tell a joke here because we were mentioning dogs and dog walking. And I was watching Jeopardy. They're running old Jeopardies on Hulu. And one of the questions was like you had to finish something off, but it was a joke. And the joke was this. Dogs have owners. Cats have blank. Have you ever heard this? Dogs have owners, cats have staff.
Yeah, that's good.
I love that. It's perfect, right?
Yeah, very good.
By the way, you had a cat you loved die.
Yeah.
Recently, you wrote a whole thing about
a lot of cats that I love are going to die.
Well,
yeah.
Listen, I'm going to die.
Yeah, well, so am I. So is everybody here. We're all going to die.
In fact, you'll probably hear about me dying, and I don't know if you're going to come to the funeral or not.
Well, you know, in fact, it's funny you say that because I really did think about this on the plane. I said
that I might die while you were here.
No, that I didn't think about. That won't happen.
Oh,
but
okay.
But I did think about that because you've been so kind to have us in your home for a week. I will make the effort to come to your funeral because I've always said no. I'm not going to bother doing it. So this
is cinched. You come so I can reserve a seat for you at the funeral.
That's right. I'll be sitting right next to Tom Yamaguchi.
Yeah. Now you know my wife wants to crispy me up. She wants to.
Yeah, she should.
She wants to do the ashes.
Yes,
thing.
we don't want no possibility of you coming back as a zombie or anything. That's what we want to make sure. You're going to be nothing but cremated. That's it.
Yeah, you're coming. I know why you want to come to the funeral.
Why?
To make sure I'm dead.
No, your wife said she's going to put out nut cups. So that's why I'm coming.
Oh boy. Anyway, Ray, you take the same walk every day, don't you, Ray?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your dog.
I was riding my bike a lot, but I hurt my neck.
Yeah. And then then your dog takes a dump, and we get to see that. This is great.
Yeah, not today. Oh, dead rats. We had dead rats the other day.
Did you really? Oh boy, we just lost Ray again.
So Ray just comes in through his phone on the Skype?
Yeah.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Taking the dog for a walk?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, we have a guy by the name of Keenan who called us. He calls us now he's back home again, but he was in Thailand.
Okay.
And we have another guy named Bree who's in Dubai.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and he took us on a tour of Dubai one day. So it's this show's turning into a damn travelogue.
Where's
is what
Rin?
It's doing. I don't know where Rin is. Those are all. She doesn't call this show.
Oh, she doesn't call this show.
No, she doesn't call this.
Is she banned too? Or?
No, not at all. Not
right.
at all. She
calls Damien's shows every once in a while.
She calls
really?
Damien's show a lot. Yeah, but she doesn't call me.
All right, I'll do a show again. Just so
Rin will have somewhere.
Rin
to
was
call.
there every day. First person on the Skype.
Really?
Every day.
See, but when you
best.
left, show how loyal she was. She immediately was there for Damon.
But not for you.
Huh?
Not for you.
No.
Well, why not?
I don't know. She probably hates me.
Right.
I don't know.
She's on way in the back of the line, and A lot of people hate you. We know that.
There's a whole
There's a massive line.
That's why you have 5,000 friends, because
That's right.
People hate
That's
you.
exactly
no,
right.
No, having friends on Facebook is like having no friends at all. All right. You know.
Oh, that's true. There was a guy who's like a community organizer in Wilmington, and he has like over 2,000 friends, and he was hitting some hard times and asking for some money on a GoFundMe account. He only got like $100.
Yeah, so that shows you what friends they are.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Tom's a friend. Okay,
Yes.
he's been a friend forever, even before this. You know, Scott's been pretty loyal that way. Ray is a great guy. And,
Ray's not here.
Huh?
You don't have to talk nice about him. He's not here.
Right. And then you asked about what's his name?
Doug?
Doug.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I forgot his name. He hasn't been on in a while. You know.
All right.
Listen,
I've always liked you. I mean, I know we had our backs and forth and all that kind of stuff, but that's just.
Well, I can't say that there wasn't a day that didn't go by that I didn't hate you. So
What about another guy I was thinking about on the plane, David? What's going on with David?
David.
Czechoslovakia.
David from Czech. Yeah, we haven't heard from him in a long time.
I was trying to. I was trying to
Hijack,
remember the phrase that he used to say. Schmiergi? Was that what it was? Schmierdi? Which means something sucks.
I don't know, but he kept saying that he was going to come to the United States and you and he were going to have lunch, and you never heard from him.
No.
And he hasn't.
Yeah, my understanding, he's not on Facebook very much anymore. But my last time I'd send him some messages, and every once in a while he'd respond. But the last thing I got from him, he was like in Czechoslovakia still, and his wife was like working over in like London. Now I don't know if that's the case now or not, but that was the last time I.
I remember his wife was working in London. Because she was a nurse or something like that.
Yeah.
But he supposedly, from what I could gather, the last time I talked to David, was he does come to the United States bringing tours.
Oh, really?
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like a couple of years ago, though.
Yeah. But, if you're out there, David, we'd love to hear from you. We just haven't heard from him in a long
definitely.
time. There are people.
He was the best. I mean, he had a great sense of humor. He was intelligent, and he had that accent.
Yes.
And he was always stoned. That's what the best thing was.
He was always stoned. Here comes Ray. Okay. And usually people haven't been calling till after like 11 o'clock. And then all of a sudden, like last night,
I'll be gone by 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
He's going to go to sleep and do whatever.
Oh, now Ray, that's a good setup.
Oh, now he's home.
Oh, yeah.
Too bright. Yeah.
Very nice.
I can't get the light right. Yeah, my battery died.
So you immediately ran home to be part of the show.
Well, I was almost home.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, let me say goodbye to y'all, your guest, and Albert especially, because I'm calling from this hotel phone. They'll probably charge me $10 a second, so I don't want to be surprised with a big bill.
Yeah,
so it's a pleasure talking to you.
It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Block my number. I won't call you every day, but I like to call you every once in a while.
Well,
I'll put the pressure on.
Yeah, you can give us a call. Try and get on something where you can show us your picture, so we can at least see you. Okay.
Try to do what?
So we can see you.
Get your face on there.
And before
I quit my job. I don't have my laptop where I used to be able to do the Skype with.
I'll tell you something though. Do me a favor. When you do call, before you call, say, "Am I sober enough to sound lucid?" And if
I'm sober now.
Yes, right.
Sounds good.
You sound fine. But say that to yourself. Don't call me drunk.
Oh, I admit, those sometimes I called you where I was like.
Oh no shit!
I would hear the recordings of it. I was like, oh dear.
Listen, if I decide ever to do a show again here, you call me drunk every night. Okay? I want the drunk Doug.
That's what I liked about your show.
I appreciate you allowing me on. Y'all take care. You have a great night, and Albert, enjoy Florida there. And,
thank you, Doug. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye,
All
Doug.
Right, bye-bye.
Okay, that was Doug, ladies and gentlemen. In case you don't know who he is, doesn't matter. Let me see here. We could use some more callers. Where are all the fans? Don't embarrass me in front of.
Where's the citizen panel?
Update, Alex?
What?
Did you Phil update? That's why I was listening.
Oh yeah, I got a text from Phil, and it came out fine. It looks like they didn't have to snap open his chest or anything like that, and they got 100% of the blockage cleared.
Yeah, well, that's
So now he's going to look healthy, and I don't know if I can put up with that. You know.
I know, he sent me the same thing. I was going to ask him if his mind got cleared as well, but I didn't do that.
Yeah, well, no. It'd be funny if he suddenly becomes a Democrat.
Yeah, I was going to ask him that, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to be responsible for
Once you
his
clear
demise.
your mind, you're a Democrat.
Is he the only conservative that calls?
No, there's Patrick.
Oh, Patrick. Where's Patrick tonight?
Well, Patrick would call tonight, but he has something he has to do tonight.
Oh, okay. All right.
Packers football.
Huh?
Football. Packers.
Oh, yeah. That's right. There's
That's what he's doing? A game?
Yeah.
He's watching a game?
He's watching the
Okay.
Fudge Packers.
A preseason game. Preseason.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That's right.
What about MG or whatever? What's his name?
Oh,
SG.
SG. Yeah, we
he's
got this
conservative.
new right winger that's really.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's.
Where's he from?
From
Outer space.
Outer space. I mean, you thought Alex Jones was bad.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
He
Alex
makes
Jones
Bill
is
look
bad.
left.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Tom.
Actually, I have to disagree one thing. The Trump followers I don't consider conservatives. I just feel that they're just followers of the cult of Trump. So I don't think SG is a conservative.
It's unfortunate, though, that the conservatives can't put Trump out to dry, okay? That they feel they have to defend him anyway. And that what are you covering up the camera for?
I'm trying to get the damn white balance and contrast to work right, and it's just not. I don't care.
He looks as white as what's his name? The guy who drives in the car all the time.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Oh well.
You don't know what's going on?
No, I can't figure out why it won't. It doesn't matter that much.
Oh, there we go.
Just-
That's a little better.
It's all right.
That's a little better. Usually your picture is terrific, but
I think the problem is my shirt is so dark and my skin.
you know
is
what
fair.
happens
That's what it
if
is.
I it's funny.
I'm serious.
If I put
Since the
on
camera's old.
if I put on like this shirt, all of a sudden my
Your camera goes dark.
it goes darker. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I need a shirt that's more as my skin color.
Yeah. Yesterday I was wearing a shirt that was had stripes, and I was moraying because this is such a good camera that I was moraying. Do you know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
And
Ray?
huh?
You know what it is, Ray? More rain?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me take
Yes, I
this
do.
off.
It's when you have more of me,
That's it.
which is what everyone wants.
More Ray. Oh yeah, more Ray. Oh jeez, I didn't think about that. Yeah, but where's everybody else tonight? We had like, what was it, on Tuesday?
Full house?
Or maybe it was even last night. We had like 10 and 8 people, something like that.
And last night was pretty bad.
Oh, last night was pretty bad. The night
bad
before,
show.
night before we had like, what do you mean it was a bad show? It wasn't a bad show. We never do a bad show.
It was not up to par.
Thanks
Tuesday
a
was
lot.
good.
Thanks a lot. I was on the show last
Then why didn't you talk?
It just didn't click. I don't know. There was something wrong with it. It just, it was too much Alex talking. I never say anything, right? So, but Albert brings it out in me. I don't know what it is, but
Uh-oh.
See, he talks.
he is cute too. I can see where
Oh,
all
thank
those gay guys were hitting on him a little and I don't think there's a gay bar in Iowa. I mean,
No,
he
it
must
was
have
in
been-
New Hampshire. That one was in New Hampshire.
Okay.
It wasn't in Iowa, definitely.
You know
not.
what it is? Well, you didn't have that mustache though, because that's a very like
Maybe.
what's the word? A bear mustache.
It's a bear mustache?
Well, I mean,
Or a
no,
pedophile.
no,
That's more like it. Pedophile mustache.
Pedophile mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but the mustache. You know what I'm talking about? Some
no.
of those gay guys.
No, I know, but
The
I know
bears,
you. I
they
know
call-
you have a certain connection with the gay guys.
Oh,
so
wait a minute!
I know you know.
Wait a minute! Are we going to get into this again?
Oh, I love doing this all the time. This is the best.
We're going to
Everybody
get into
loves
this.
it.
Okay, wait a minute.
You
Hold
probably
on.
haven't talked about this in what 6-7 months.
I haven't talked about this since you left.
So you have to get this out every 6 or 7 months.
You mean the time?
The time you were gay.
I wasn't gay.
Okay, well.
You just experimented.
I was curious.
I was curious over and over again.
I'm going to tell you the story, folks, and then you can hear his side of it, and then Tom has a comment because Tom is gay. All right.
Yes.
So
Tom will give us the definition afterwards.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Hold on a second. The story was I was at an orgy.
Oh, an orgy.
Oh boy.
I heard this so many times. I mean, it's been like 30 years I've been listening to this story.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
And you never get tired of it, do
and
you?
I'm gonna get your thoughts about it after hearing it again.
You never get tired of
Ted
it.
Kaczynski has joined us.
Hi, by the way, Kevin. Kevin plays Santa Claus at Christmas.
Oh, I love it. I love that face.
Lighting's bad.
Oh, yeah, that's much better.
The lighting was bad. Anyway, no, I was invited to an orgy.
Yeah.
You know, what if you went to an orgy
Oh,
and
is
nobody?
this the gay story again?
What is it? What if you went to an orgy and nobody came?
Where's the rim shot on there? Put the rim shot on that button bar. So
I don't like rim shots. You know that.
Yeah,
I told you no rim shots when you worked with me.
Get it in anyway.
Anyway, so I mean, I'm in this pile of bodies, and I'm making out with some woman, and all of a sudden I feel that somebody
already you've tainted the story by pretending to be heterosexual in the story. I was making out with some woman. See, get right to the meat of the matter,
Wait a
so to
minute.
speak.
And somebody was blowing me, and I looked down, and it was a guy.
Right.
And I thought I could say stop, but that I figured here's a chance to find out what the experience is.
Right.
And so I allowed him to continue for a little while, and then I kind of got turned off by stubble, okay, of his chin against my thigh. And so I kind of just shifted my body away from him. Are you eating there?
Eating popcorn during your very amazing story.
Go on,
Anyway,
go on, please go on.
So that's my story of getting blown by a guy. For years he's just been saying I'm gay. Now, does that make me gay, Tom?
Well, all right. If you had been clean shaven, if he had been clean shaven, would you be gay today? If
No,
the guy
I
had
don't
been
think. I
clean-shaven
don't.
without
I don't think so. I think I would have said exactly what I'm saying now. Let me put it this way: my argument about this whole thing is that I know I'm not gay because I've allowed somebody to blow me, and it didn't really turn me on.
Did you get a rash?
Yes, but it was from the woman I was with. Yes, Tom.
She has stubble too?
Actually, we were supposed to go in the order of Albert and then me. So let's go. Alex, you tell your story. Albert, you tell your story, and then I'll come in after.
Quickly, I was at an orgy, and somebody started blowing me. I looked down, it was a guy. I let him do it for a little while, and then it was over with, and I went back to the woman.
Critical part is I let him do it. It doesn't even matter how much,
So
a
that
little
makes-
while, a long
that-
while, doesn't matter.
So you're saying that makes me gay?
Well, yes. Well, the real term is homosexual, right? Homosexual. So if you put your penis in another man's mouth, equals homosexual, equals gay. There it is. Done.
All right, now to the expert, Tom.
Remember what he said. I let him do it.
No, he did it, and then I saw him doing it.
You said I let him do it for a little while.
And I allowed him to continue.
I allowed him to. That's it. That's the
Tom.
critical portion.
Okay, so one of the critical things here is Alex was on the receiving end instead on the giving end.
That's not critical at all.
Well, let me finish.
Wait a minute, this is an official gay guy. He knows what he's talking
Michael
about.
Billy has also been on my side. He was an official gay guy by anybody's
And
means.
he agreed with you that I was gay.
Yes, he did. He said that's gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not by Michael Billy standards, certainly.
I did not agree with you.
No, Michael did.
Michael agreed with you?
Michael Billy agreed, yes.
That Alex is gay instead of being possibly bisexual.
Oh well, we didn't really get into bisexual.
Okay.
We got into is that homosexual? Yes, done, finished.
So if I have sex with a woman, that makes me heterosexual, right?
That's heterosexual. Yes, that's heterosexual.
I've
That is
sex-
the definition.
I've
That's the very definition.
I've had sex with a couple women, so
Okay.
that makes me a heterosexual, right?
Technically, yes.
Even though when I was having sex with them, I was fantasizing being with a man.
That's homosexual.
Okay. So Alex told you that he imagined he was having sex with a woman when it was actually getting being a recipient of sex from another man.
Okay.
It's what's going on in his mind. That's the difference.
That's it. What's going on in my mind?
That's the only thing that makes the difference.
That's what makes the difference.
This
He may be having a homosexual act, but if his innate or his proclivities or his interests are with women, that makes him heterosexual.
Now you got to realize, here's Tom. Tom is basically gay. But he has had sex with a woman. He has children. How many children do you have?
And on top of this, you were saying earlier, you know that you are heterosexual because you have had sex with a man, and you know it. So I have 15, 20 years of experience of attempting to be a heterosexual, so I'm even more confident in my sexuality than you are.
That's correct.
Well, if you're Tom.
Aretha died today?
I know.
One more thing, and I'll stop. And that is, I go to a man. He said when we were watching gay porn, he says you can tell that the heterosexual men in gay porn because of the ones that are getting oral sex and not giving.
It's like the Clinton argument.
I'll tell you, there is
okay.
my old
Okay.
in the days when he was my old friend Al Goldstein, and he was the editor of Screw Magazine, had to go to see a gay film to review, which he didn't normally review gay films, but there was a gay film and they invited him. So he said, "You want to come along?" And I went, "Sure, I'll come along." And I've never seen a gay film. It would be interesting to see how that compares to regular porn, and I did find it interesting from the standpoint that I said I expected to be incredibly feminine rather.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was very masculine. There was lots of grease and fists, and it was very macho male thing, right? And so that's where I found it interesting, but it didn't turn me on, obviously. Because I'm straight.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. You got that? So we then leave the movie. He goes back. Week later, Screw Magazine comes out. He reviews the movie, and most of the articles about how I tried to blow him in the theater.
Not saying a word. Not a word. Not a word.
So but get used to it. I wish if I were gay, I wouldn't mind, especially in this day and age, saying I was gay.
Yeah.
What's
the big deal?
Yeah, there's no big deal
What's
to
the big deal?
Let's
Let's move on from crap like that. Let's move on from crap like race nonsense.
Yeah.
Just let's talk about people. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's not about what sexuality you
Well,
have.
so what do you think of the gay parade?
Anybody wants to have a parade, I say let them have a parade.
Yeah.
You want the Puerto Ricans to have a parade on Fifth Avenue? Let them have a parade. The gays to have a parade on Fifth Avenue? Let them have a parade.
It's LGBTQ, not gay.
Okay, right, whatever. How many are there now? LGBTQ.
No, LGBTQ.
LGBTQ.
Oh, that's right.
You
What
left
else?
out the T. And those
forgot.
T's are going to be pissed at you.
Yeah.
Damn it.
What is T for now?
T is transsexual.
No, it's transgender.
Transgender.
You don't even know, see?
Transgender, and then there's gay and bisexual.
One day I want to go to a parade down Fifth Avenue. It's just people. Hey, this is just going to be about people. Anybody. We wear what you want to wear.
What I
you
don't
want to
know,
look.
the Macy's Day Parade, do they hold that because you're proud of being Macy's?
Yes,
Yeah, I
very
see.
much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
Just wondering about. Here's my credit card. I have a Macy's credit card. Is Macy's still around? Yeah, I guess they're still around.
Mm-hmm.
Did they close down in any cities? Everybody's closing down.
No, but they're having hard times with the retail stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they own Bloomingdale's. They own what, about 5 different
But the
retailers,
trouble
big
is that all
retailers?
these outfits go, well, let's start an online presence, but somehow they can't seem to sell their stuff online that well, or to compete with the likes of,
Hey, compete with the likes of eBay. That's tough.
Yeah.
You can't do it. I buy most of my little electronic trinkets on eBay.
Really?
From China, free shipping. Most of the stuff is under $1. And I go to electronic sites here, and it's $12 for a little piece of something.
And it falls apart in 5 minutes.
No, it doesn't. It's good stuff.
Really?
And the stuff, but what you say, the stuff that has fallen apart, I've told them it's fallen apart. Instant refund. No problems with it at all.
Really?
Yes. So that's what's killing a lot
One
of business as well.
I I was looking for a what do you call these?
Spit
a
it
DAT
out.
machine.
Okay. Well.
And yeah, because I had some old DAT tapes
yeah,
of shows, and I went online to. I never done eBay before. Then I did the eBay thing, and this thing was being auctioned off, and I waited till the last minute to put in the last bids, and in the last minute there's this frenzy of up, and I'm fine. I won it.
Oh,
and I got such a rush off of doing that I said I can't do eBay ever again because I could become an eBay addict.
It is
and then
good.
I found myself doing it a week later and buying another DAT machine because that DAT machine didn't work the slow mode.
Oh, well.
So that was my yes, Tom.
You just reminded me of something. I've only done eBay once, and I bought a bear. Do you remember the bear?
You mean the Vermont teddy bears?
The bear that auctioned off on Sirius, and the money went to, was it the Trevor Project or something regarding helping young gay people or something like that.
I seem to vaguely remember that, and we all signed it or something.
Yeah, and you had a teddy bear, and it had a fake iPod with earbuds, and I won the teddy bear.
I do remember that.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
And you know what I did with the teddy bear?
I don't know, something disgusting.
I took it over to the Jewish home for the aged.
Oh, that's nice.
So, as far as I know, they still have your teddy bear.
Oh, that's great. That's terrific. See, Tom is a kind... See, here's the thing about Tom. Here's what I hate about Tom. He makes us look terrible. Right? Anybody compared to Tom is an asshole.
Us who? Us.
Huh?
What do you mean us?
Us.
No, you're not talking about me and the rest of the people on this panel.
You're an asshole compared to Tom. Ray is an asshole
compared to Tom. Yes.
Kevin, how do you know I'm not an asshole?
Kevin, who's the nicest guy in the world, is an asshole compared to Tom.
Oh no.
And Scott, come on, we don't even have to mention Scott. You know.
Tom's a saint.
Oh,
Tom's
he
a
is?
saint.
No.
He's a Quaker, but he
Saint
could be a
Thomas.
No.
Now, Kevin, who you probably never knew because I don't think he ever called you.
I don't think, no.
He, by the way, people are eating their dinner while they're doing the show. I noticed. Did your wife make that for you, Ray?
She did. It's risotto.
Oh, that looks good. And asparagus.
Asparagus.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like that.
Do men eat asparagus?
Yes, we do.
Only real men.
Yeah. And then we pee it out,
And
right?
what do you eat? What do you,
That's right, baby.
what do
Makes
you,
your tinkle stink.
What do you? What are you eating, Kevin?
I'm just munching on some fruit snacks here.
fruit snacks.
What?
You know,
I already ate dinner.
I'm still on a diet.
What about the other two? No food for you guys?
Huh? Oh, hey, I just
that's my man. He's got a glass of wine.
I just got a message from Phil. Just got a message from Phil.
Oh, flat tire, good.
It says, I just got out of my hospital bed. They wanted blood pressure sitting, standing, and laying down. I just walked with the nurse down the hall and back. I passed the test. I'll be going home in the morning. Gee, I got my money's worth from Kaiser this year. Wait a minute, Kaiser this year. Thanks for your kind wishes. Well, you know, we worried about you, Phil. But Phil's going to be fine, so I guess...
Thank God for socialized medicine.
Huh? how long are... See how good that picture looks on the air? See
Yes,
how
beautiful.
clean that is? Anyway, tell me, how long are stents supposed to last?
I don't know.
Don't ask me.
You know, I mean...
Have you got a stent?
No.
Like a plastic
He's got a
straw in
stent?
The ocean, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I got numb feet. That's about all that's wrong with me.
I'll look it up.
That, and I got a torn meniscus, which you had, right?
I have another one.
You have another torn meniscus?
On the other knee, yes.
And what are you doing about it?
I get a cortisone shot every 6 months.
Oh, they do cortisone takes care of it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't help mine.
No, my first one, the cortisone didn't help, but this is helping pretty nicely.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I had to go to physical therapy, and it's still a little gamey, but not bad.
No, I'm substantially younger than you, so that's why.
You're still not young.
I finally got immune to those.
What?
I finally got immune to cortisone.
Yeah.
Really?
You got bad knees?
If I remember correctly, though, doesn't it hurt? Like I got a cortisone shot in my hand.
Yeah.
And he said, "Here, we just got to put this cortisone shot into your hand," and I put it down, and he put it in, and I went, "What the fuck is going?" And it got worse.
They go right into right downtown with it.
Yeah, and you go like, is this thing ever going to let up? I mean, it was just got worse and worse and worse. And I said, you better take care of this pretty goddamn fast. Damn it.
Big hard needle, really long, and it hurts like hell.
Really? And you say I'm not gay. Anyway.
They go right into the middle of the foot, right into where it's hurt.
They don't stop.
Yeah, I got a shot in my knee, but it wasn't for that. It was she found something else. I don't know. Oh. Anyway, so I'm going back to physical therapy again tomorrow. Going back to my old people because I complained and they said, "Well, we'll treat you better." They kept trying to upsell me to chiropractors.
Wait, you complained?
What?
I can't believe that.
Well, sometimes, my friend, I do complain about things. Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Huh?
I'll take your word for it.
You take my word for it? Okay. I will complain upon occasion when provoked.
Okay.
Now ask me what provokes me.
What provokes you?
Sun coming up in the morning. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. It's the team of click and clack. Anyway.
I got to say, Ray, that asparagus is not looking very tender. It's very stringy. It's very stringy. We're gonna have to get your wife in here very shortly and explain why she's serving you that kind of thing.
By the way, anybody else want to call? We'd love to hear from you. Some nights it's packed, and other nights it's like this. Never can quite figure it out. But you will be happy to know that in the over 4 years that we've been doing GabNet, because our 4th anniversary, as it says in the promos, this network hasn't grown at all.
Well, is this right? There's 35 people watching now?
Yes, but at the end of the night, that could be a lot more in total. That's at any one given time.
Right, but this is live. This is a live number.
That's a live number.
Where the hell are these people? They don't have phones?
I don't know. Well,
I haven't heard you give. You know what? The radio people were right. You never give the information you need to give to take care of this audience. That's what the problem is. They don't know where to click on. They don't know how to connect with you. You have to tell them this.
There are also 15 people listening on the audio.
Okay,
so we have over 50 people listening.
Now, because I haven't done it in years, but how would I get on with these fine people who are all eating their dinner? How do I do that? What do I do?
Well, you would go
Tell
over.
them.
You would go over to gabnet.net.
Okay.
Where you could still see the video going on. By the way.
Good start.
You know, and then over on the right-hand side of the page, it tells you everything you need to know about calling this program, including a thing you can click on that will automatically dial Skype for you.
Oh, that's genius.
Yes.
That's terrific. So just go to gabnet.net.
Either that, or at the bottom of the page is a
Right.
phone number, 347. In fact, let me put that number. Well, I can't. I don't want to put that number up. It's going to ruin the screen here. Well, let me see here. Hold on a second. Panel, image. Let me see here. There at the very top, right over the head of Tom Yamaguchi, there is Gabnet Live is where you go, or if you want to call us, it's 347-352-0079. How's that? Okay. Now did I plug that enough?
Can you get a better font or something on that?
I'll work on that.
It looks kind of creepy, like some kind of pedophile network.
Well, no, if you look here, it looks much better.
Who are these four guys up here? What's going on?
What
What kind of creepy thing is happening?
They
here?
are all pedophiles.
Alex needs a producer, Albert.
Yeah, Alex, work for free again, Albert.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm going to do. You know, well, it could happen. You never know. It could happen.
Hey, it looks like Tom. It looks like that's your phone number. Oh, it's gone. Oh. It looks like call Tom.
Yeah,
at
right.
347.
Well, if I had more callers, I could then put in the logo at the bottom and that at the top. And
So what have we figured out exactly what's going on here? Is it video? Is it audio? Is it a podcast? Is it a radio show? Where are we in the technology of things? Do we know what's going on here exactly?
Not exactly.
No. Okay.
No.
So right now we're at the point in technology where we're trying to be everything to everybody all the time.
Well, we don't know whether we're a TV show or whether we're. Well, actually, I'll tell you what we are. Okay, let me just bring John Rockwell in here.
Hello, John.
I'll tell you what we are. I'll tell you what we are. I think we're probably video before we're audio now.
Okay.
Because that's the way podcasts are. You know, there are very few people doing audio only podcasts. All right, so that would be my answer to that silly question.
But the people still do listen to it on the next day on iTunes and things.
Oh
right?
yes,
Okay.
oh yes,
Okay.
oh yeah. We go for a total audience of I think 7 now.
7 is a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, we're getting in there. See, so now I can put up both these things. See,
But now where?
and there. Oh, we lost.
But where are the chicks? You told me there was going to be chicks here. I don't see any chicks. I see 2 guys with beards and one guy getting a little bald there on the top. There's Tom Yamaguchi, definitely not a chick, and I can't even score off Tom.
Remember
And,
that sex story you told in the beginning of the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
But where are the chicks?
Well,
where
we
are
have
the
a chick
chicks?
from Hawaii that often calls.
Well, we have that's Renee.
Oh, Renee, sure, yeah.
Renee. Calls.
Renee,
Yeah. In fact,
Where the hell is she? Renee, call, goddammit.
She's not out there tonight. They aren't doing much chatting tonight either.
I have not seen or heard from Renee in years. It's been a long time. Wow.
yeah.
She's doing well?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Except for the sulfur.
Right, okay.
You know, the fact that she feels like she's living in hell.
Uh-huh.
You know.
I know, and they got a hurricane headed that way too.
And who was the couple that used to call all the time? He used to do the clips for sale business on the side.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Couple?
Yeah, they were in upstate New York, I think. Who was that? I'm gonna have to get my old notes.
Yeah,
out.
they've called in a couple times, Alex.
Yeah.
I
about
don't remember their names.
No, not Abby. No, not Abby. No. No,
No, they
used-
called in a couple of times and sat together in that. Where the hell were they? Yeah, it was up New York.
Yeah, they sit in their living room
Remember who
and,
they
and chime in together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always used to say I'm positive they have a clips for sale business where they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff and selling it on the clips for
I
sale.
can't
site.
remember who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I can't either.
They've called in a couple times, but that was about it.
All right, it'll come to me. It'll come to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of our people are away, like Phil is, of course, in the hospital.
Right.
And
Speaking of which,
Patrick has his Fudge Packers to watch tonight.
Right.
And
Tom, you're going to allow that?
And Jeff, you don't know Jeff, but Jeff is in Italy.
Did you hear
That's
anything
not
from
Jeff
him?
from
That
California.
bridge
No, this is
collapsed over
Jeff
there.
from
Was he in
Connecticut.
Genoa?
What?
Was
No.
he in
No, he
near that bridge?
You know what it is? Somebody goes to a country, and
Yeah.
something happens in that country, and everybody
wonder if they're
says,
there.
"Was he in Genoa?" Well, there's
Yeah.
a lot more to Italy than Genoa. I think
I
he
was
was
going to Rome.
He was going to Rome
I
to
didn't know where he
begin
was
with.
going.
He was going to Rome.
Oh, okay.
What happened in Genoa?
This whole bridge collapsed.
Bridge broke.
So that I'm so out of it. So that and Aretha Franklin in one day?
No, that happened
No,
yesterday.
the bridge
Oh, Aretha was yesterday? I thought that happened today.
Let me talk for a second about. Can I talk for a second about Aretha Franklin?
You know, Elvis died on the same date.
Yeah.
As Aretha
All right.
Franklin?
Yeah.
What are the chances of that? 1 in 365.
That's fucking weird, man.
You know.
And it was like down the street or something.
What
from where he
are
died.
what are the chances? Well, that's what coincidence is. Right. What were you going to say, Tom?
Yeah, and also Joe DiMaggio. So you had the Queen of Soul, the King of Rock and Roll, and the Sultan of the Sultan of Swing.
Yeah.
Okay, who died now again?
Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley died. Oh, he did. Yeah. Okay.
This day in history.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, anyway, for the last couple of days, she's been in a hospice, and they've been saying she's dying. She's going to be dead. She's going to be dead any minute. Yeah. So they pre-sold this thing so much that when she finally died, you went, I'm glad it's finally over. She's finally at peace. But all of a sudden, they figured, well, we were in first gear, or we were in the high gear for the last couple of days. We've got to go into a higher gear. And so then they're taking whole hours on MSNBC playing her songs over and over again. Yes, we know Aretha's dead. I feel sorry. She was the soundtrack of my life, but let's get on with it.
NBC's doing a 1-hour special right now.
Oh.
Well, it's one day, for God's sake.
Really?
I know it's one day, but you get... No, it's been about 4 or 3 days.
I know. But it's Aretha. I mean, she's amazing.
Well, they're not going to do it for me, so fuck them.
We'll do it for you.
We'll do it here.
Alex,
why do you keep assuming you're going to die before all of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
I have to correct something. It was Babe Ruth. Sorry, not Joe DiMaggio. Babe Ruth, the Sultan of Swing.
You're my go-to guy for dead people.
Yeah, that's what I was
and
gonna
you got
say,
it wrong.
I forgot temporarily.
Boy.
But it was Babe Ruth that died this day in history as well.
I love the history of Babe Ruth. I mean, here's a guy who was a hero to kids everywhere, and all he loved to do was drink and fuck hookers.
What else is there?
Oh, Lynn.
There's still plenty of those guys here today.
Rin says we're the couple who called from upstate New York.
No.
There you go.
Well, they should call right now.
No, Rin called on her own.
Oh, then Phil is messaging in and saying, hold on a second, Rick and wife.
Rick, that's right. Yeah, okay.
I don't remember Rick.
Oh, yeah. And what was his wife's name? Oh.
Well, Rin says they were the couple.
No.
So maybe it was Rick.
No,
and...
Rin called me all the time. It was and Rin knows who it is.
Yeah.
Rin knows who it is.
Rick Horn and Teresa.
Yes, Rick and Teresa. That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah, what happened to Rick Horn and Teresa? Now
Maybe
I remember
their
Rick
clips
Horn.
for sale business took off so much that they don't even.
They didn't have.
They
clips.
don't even appear in public
they
anymore.
They weren't doing clips for sale.
Oh, I always believed they were.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, they were nice. They were really nice people.
Yes,
I was
great
sorry
people.
to see them go.
Great
Where
people.
are they?
They're somewhere.
Here comes. I'm getting all kinds of messages tonight.
What are clips for sale?
What are clips? Yeah.
Don't even pretend you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Rick Horn and
Come on.
Teresa says Rin. Thank you, Rin. I appreciate it.
Don't pretend.
Oh, wait a minute. Here comes. Who is this? It was. Is this Doug again?
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
Mr. Bennett?
Yeah?
Okay, I heard Mr. Albert say nobody was calling in, so I decided to call you.
Oh, this
from,
is
Hawaii.
this is from you're from Hawaii, and why aren't you Skyping tonight?
Well, actually, it's easier for me to use the phone with the internet kind of flaky out here right now. With all volcanic activity has gone down for a while, and I'm just recovering from a cataract. A replacement cataract on my left eye, a cataract lens replacement, and also a detached retina. So I'm sort of a bit of one eye.
Wait a minute, did you have to have the cataract? You had the cataract surgery, and they put in a lens, and that lens went bad?
No, actually, first was detached retina. That was the serious stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I had to fly to Honolulu for that type of surgery because they didn't have the surgeons here. And then after that, the cataract started to get real ripe, if you know what I'm saying.
They love using that term. Your cataract is ripe. It's time to do it.
Who are you talking with? Who is this?
They had to punch
James Lee. This is James Lee in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, usually has a camera.
Usually has a camera, but he said...
Yes, I've seen him before.
The video is so dicey right now because they have volcanic activity. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And anyway, just to let you know, I could hear you guys, on the internet. Mr. Albert was right. You're not posting your phone number on your website anymore. You simply say go use Skype.
No. If you look at the very bottom of the website, of the right-hand side of the page, there's the number 347-352-0079.
It is indeed.
Okay, I might have missed it on my iPad. So luckily I was able to Google the number. So
yeah.
That's all right.
Oh my God! I just looked at clips for sale. I didn't know what that was. Wow! Holy smokes!
What is it?
Anyway, I'll let you guys go. Just want to let you know you got a good signal coming in here to the islands. It's now about 5:30, and the sun is still shining, but the roaches are flying.
Oh boy!
Stay safe. Stay safe.
Thank you very much, James.
Okay, take care, gentlemen.
That's
Bye-bye.
James Lee, ladies and gentlemen.
Great call.
James Lee.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to turn this off. Oh, how do I get it off? Remove person from group. Okay, I just did.
Where's our new Chinese friend? Who went to Thailand?
Keenan.
Wait a minute.
Keenan, he's not here.
Wait a minute. Who's there? Is that you again, James?
Yeah, I guess somehow the call reversed. You ended up calling me again.
Oh, let me hang up. Let me hang up on you then. I guess. Remove person from group. There we go. Okay, now we're done. Hello, John Rockwell.
Hello. Well, I heard you didn't have enough people online. So what the heck? I'll pop on for a little while. What's up?
And by the way, in case you don't know, John used to work with me at Midnight Blue.
Oh yes, definitely. Did you get my email about Bernard Goetz?
Yes, you were at a party with Bernard Goetz.
Yes, the subway vigilante, as he was known.
Oh, yeah.
He calls that. I talked to him, and he calls that the event. When the event happened, I was living at whatever, and he's pretty sure he moved into where you moved out.
I know it's not for sure. I know he moved into where I moved out.
Sure you knew.
Oh,
I figured I'd ask him anyway.
Yeah. Well, what happened was I was watching television one night, and they said they found this guy who did the shooting,
right,
in the subway, and he lives in this apartment house on 14th Street, and I'm going, that's the fucking Courtney house. It's where I lived.
Yeah.
And then I called somebody, and what was it? I think I called my friend Shecky, and I said, I just saw that they found this guy, Bernard Goetz, who did the shooting in the subways, and he lived in my building on 14th Street. And he said, well, I got the newspaper here. Guess what? I said, what? He lived in your apartment.
And he still does.
And he still does.
Yeah, he's still
and
there.
The first thing that hit me was, well, there goes winning the...
There goes the neighborhood, yeah.
There goes winning the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, because all coincidence has been blown.
True,
Yeah.
true.
No, he's
definitely He's a pretty weird ass nut job, but hey, you know.
Oh, really?
I haven't had anything to do with him
Really?
shooting anybody.
Well,
but since then, he's become a pretty weird ass nut job.
think about my guilt, okay? Because if I hadn't moved out of that apartment, that guy might be walking to this day, you know.
Right. What? Do you remember which subway he was on?
It was on
was
the
he
F.
on
I
his
think
way up to
I think it
14th
was.
Street?
I think it was the F train. He got on at 14th Street.
Oh my God! There you go.
Yeah.
If he was living over on East 52nd Street, he may never have been there.
Well, actually,
Never been in that
we should
train.
tell people who are not familiar with this that Bernard Goetz was known as the subway shooter, subway vigilante.
Mhm.
And one night he went down the subway, and some guy came over and said, "You got any spare change or something?" And he then pulled out a gun and shot at 4 of them.
Yeah, there were three or four young guys. One of them who's still in a wheelchair. The other, did any of them die? I don't think so. The others either got injured or ran the hell out.
Yeah.
But I remember at the time, you know, sort of like, wow, geez, you know.
Yeah.
And supposedly one of them threatened him with a screwdriver. Like, oh, here we go. Well, yeah, I mean, a screwdriver can do some damage, but you know, he pulls out a gun, you'd think they would get the hell out of there.
Well, then somebody wrote an article. Some woman who lived below me wrote an article in the New Yorker about Bernard Goetz, and said he moved into the apartment upstairs that was before that rented by Alex Bennett, well-known New York pornographer.
Pornographer. Yes. Well, Bernie said the same thing. He said the neighbor said, "Oh, he was. I think he was shooting porno films and orgies there." It's like, really? I mean, not when I was around. You weren't.
You worked Midnight Blue. We never shot anything in there.
Not there. No.
No.
We did early on there, one or two, but it wasn't like a big episode. You did an interview there or two, but mostly we did it in the studio, which was a block away.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We didn't need your place. We were fine with our own real studio
yeah,
space.
we can
which
fuck in
originally
our
was
own
the Electra
studios.
Record Studio back in the 50s. Yeah, right? Wasn't that? It was like.
What was it? The Electra Record Studio?
I think it was Electra, because remember it had those special windows.
Yes,
in
it
the
had
back
studio windows.
there. Yeah. Somebody told me it was Electra, like early on before they moved. There was like maybe one of the earliest places they were at. I love the idea of it. You know?
Yeah.
And that have that history there too.
But anyway, we were talking about Aretha and.
Oh yeah, talk about that, right? About history.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was very.
Holy crap.
I'd like to say it's sad. It's sad the way she died. She had pancreatic cancer, which is the worst.
Exactly.
Which is the worst.
And for a while too. Sometimes that'll take you quickly. If it doesn't, it's real nasty. You know, if you don't die quickly, pancreatic cancer is no.
Well,
fun.
my ex-wife Ronnie got pancreatic cancer, you know, and she for some reason they were able to operate on her. It's very inoperable in most cases, and she's alive now, and they say cancer-free. Wow. Which she's very lucky, because usually pancreatic cancer is a death sentence.
Oh yeah,
if you see some
my
of
first
those
doctor
pictures,
died of it. Yeah.
If you see some of those videos of her a few years ago, she was pretty heavy set, and then they showed a picture of her like last year, and she had just lost tons.
Yeah.
Oh, she was absolutely gaunt in a
She
couple
was
of those
85 pounds when she died. Wow.
But you know, I mean, so let me know and tell me, and that's fine. And now, what other news is there? You know, but you don't have to belabor.
Trump didn't die.
You don't have to belabor it hour after hour after hour.
Oh, did
you see him on TV today talking about the death of her?
No.
Reading, it was all him.
Reading every word of it.
Right.
He couldn't say it from his heart. You know.
He had to have it all laid out. Right.
You know, a eulogy for somebody like that's the simplest thing you could do. Yeah. You don't have to read it, but he's looking down. He doesn't make any bones about the fact that he's reading it too. You know? Yeah. Plus,
a lot of people don't know this, but Elvis died on the same day as Aretha Franklin. A lot of people don't know that.
Put me in the grave right now.
Yeah.
Amorosa wants to put me in too, but she's not going to do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
and Amoroso, that dog.
Well, I'm not a big fan of Ms. Omarosa anyway. So,
No.
you know,
It's
I mean,
not really, but
no, I mean, you know,
my
whether
God.
she has the goods on Donald or not, fine with me. But I'm not going to.
Well,
go,
I look
oh
at it-
my God, she's the savior of the
far as
Democratic.
I'm
I look at it.
concerned-
I look
as far as I'm
at
concerned, she has
it this.
turned the White House into a full-on reality show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
He
let-
has just turned it over to a full-on reality show. It was halfway there.
Absolutely.
He
you
just
know,
finished it off.
my way of looking at it is, yes, she's a cunt, but she's our cunt.
Well, that's,
You know.
That's
Uh,
only
to hear the
because I
tape-
think they're paying her more. We're paying her more than anybody down that's thrown up. I mean, she rejected what he was supposedly supposed to, you know, try to pay her for keeping silent. So.
By the way,
Did you hear the tape
hold
today?
on a second. I'm
Did you
just
hear the tape today
I'm
of Trump?
looking at our good friend Albert here, and he looks like he's wearing makeup because he's got such a tan from living in Florida. Look at that. He looks. How come you can't? It looks like the before and after picture here. You know.
Get outside once in a while. Huh? That's all you got to do.
I go outside. I work out every day.
Well, working out, you're not working out outside. You're inside. Go outside and stay outside for a little while. That's how you get a tan.
Did you see how fucking hot it was?
Yeah. Have you been to Florida?
Yeah.
You used to live there. It's the same fucking hot as it is here.
It's the same fucking hot as it is here.
And it's humid easily.
Oh, yeah.
We've been joined
Put
by.
that lotion that makes you tan.
It's called. You mean the spray on tan stuff?
Yeah, it works good. I did it once.
The John Boehner thing?
Yeah, the John Boehner thing.
Oh, he just
Trump
uses
edition
too
now.
much.
Right.
Well, you know what's terrible about Trump is that he undoubtedly goes into a sunbox
booth
or
or
whatever, a tanning booth.
That's
Because
the Frito
he's
edition.
got the no tan here on his eyes because he's
Oh, yeah,
wearing the
'cause he wears
goggles.
goggles.
Can't you just do that and close your eyes so you don't look like that?
Not a
Maybe if
raccoon.
you accidentally open them, you'll go blind or something.
Ah.
Well,
Wishful thinking, my friend. Wishful thinking.
Well,
No.
I saw him on
Powder
TV the
coat.
other day and I almost went blind myself. So you know.
This clip's for sale is something.
How many have you
Except I
bought
can't-
now?
No, I haven't bought. I'm not going to buy shit.
No,
So
but
these
you
are all-
you will find out that whatever you put in there, you're going to find. This is not. Forget about Pornhub because this is whatever you think about is going to be in there.
Oh, wow.
Somebody has a thing. Oh, there we go. Well, I like the.
Ladies
I like
and
the icon.
gentlemen, calling us now from Hawaii. It is the musical stylings
Yeah.
of Renee Collins. Hello, Renee.
Hello, Renee.
You had the Trump doll up
Now,
there.
you know
that,
what's
political
interesting?
Trump
What's
doll.
interesting is two of the people on right now were at my installation at the Bay Area
Right.
Hall of Fame.
Right.
Radio Hall
Technically
of Fame.
4.
What do you mean?
technically
What do you mean
4.
technically 4?
Well, you,
2
Al,
of you.
Oh well,
Oh,
yeah,
right,
of course,
okay, yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
4.
Albert was there.
One, there's 4. What did you turn Republican overnight? You can't count to 4? No.
When was this?
No, I just
when was this
wasn't.
installation?
Wow.
Oh
When
God,
Marty
when was
alive.
it?
It's about 8 years ago.
2008.
Really?
10 years ago.
2008. Yeah.
Yes, that's
They
right.
installed me in the Bay Area Hall of Fame, in which I get a piece of paper with my name on it.
And a lunch.
And a lunch.
It was a lunch.
You know what
thing.
I just found that I should show you? I actually have my a proclamation from the mayor of San Francisco, Art Agnos at the time,
Oh, nice.
naming a certain date Alex Bennett Day
Oh,
in San
good.
Francisco.
Is there a
The question
significance to
is,
the
have you
date?
been
What?
bumped?
Is there a significance to the date?
Not at all.
No. Okay.
Not
There
at
you
all.
are on the list.
What?
I see the list of all the inductees. You're right there, man.
Yeah.
Alex
Yeah.
Bennett,
Yeah, there I am.
2008.
Yeah.
So Albert, I listened to like the first 30 minutes or so, and then I have to go watch the weather because we've got a hurricane coming
Oh,
our way
right.
again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So But it's nice to have you back, and I'm happy that you're like loving Florida. That's a plus.
Yeah, well, until we don't love it anymore, then we'll go somewhere else we love. Because what else is there in life, right?
Well, so have you made it to Las Vegas yet? Because that was one of the places you wanted to go.
No, but we said that we'd probably stick around here for around Florida for 7 years, somewhere probably on the East Coast in the South Florida. And then maybe if it starts to get to be a drag, and sometimes it does, sometimes wherever you move to gets to be a drag, then we may look into Vegas, because I have one of my best friends that I grew up with in high school is just moving there at the end of the year, and what's better to do than hang out with people you grew up with and turn old with them? That's the best thing.
Yeah, but Las Vegas, I've spent 5 days in Las Vegas, and after the third day, I was looking for a gun to kill myself with.
Yeah, but you spent 5 days as a tourist.
No, I wasn't there as a tourist. I was actually working there. I was at a convention, and we were selling stuff, basically. And I had to spend 5 days in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a great place to go for 2-3 days.
What were you selling in Vegas?
I was working for
the porn store?
Play Incorporated.
Yeah, I was just going to say that himself.
Okay.
We were selling clips for sale.
Clips for sale. Right. Before clips for sale, there was Vegas.
Do you buy clips for sale and clips for sale?
Yes.
Oh, well, because you can get
clips. Can you believe
because
it?
on the a torrent site I go to, they have clips for sale on there for free.
Yes, that's what everybody does. You know how it works.
Does anybody pay for porn?
You steal it and you throw it up for free.
Does anybody pay for porn anymore?
There was a guy I knew that did.
Wait,
I'm not kidding
Larry
you.
Brown still doesn't have internet, so there's got to be some guy still paying for porn now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're frozen for some reason, Renee. I don't know
Did
why.
That's weird. All right, give me a moment.
Doesn't matter. It's a very flattering freeze frame.
I'll
there you
talk.
go. Oh,
Hey, did you see my new Skype photo?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, nice.
It's baby Trump.
Yeah.
It's the Trump balloon. Yeah.
It's Trump baby. He made it to New Jersey. He's in New Jersey today.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. We'll have to look for him.
Wow.
In Bedminster?
Look out the window and see if he's floating by.
Yeah.
Where are you that you can see the Trump baby? In New Jersey.
Oh, I was just reading the BBC, but he lives in New Jersey, right? New York,
I guess.
New Jersey.
I didn't know that.
Isn't
he has
this
a big
amazing?
club in New Jersey.
Think about this for a second, Albert. We're sitting here doing this program, and she's in Hawaii.
Right.
Look how clear she is. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's just sci-fi. You know, I talked about the time in San Francisco when I was a kid, and we were they literally did a TV show on the show called Wide Wide World, Dave Garroway, and it was they put in the coaxial cable across the United States, and now they were going to show you a picture on the right-hand side of your screen, left-hand side of your screen is the Brooklyn Bridge, and it's New York City. And on the right-hand side is the Golden Gate Bridge. And we just sat in black and white, and both blurry. And we just sat there, and I was just awed by it. Now look, nothing. There's
This is picture
Renee.
phone. This is what they promised us.
Yeah.
Baby Trump. I want to be known as Baby Trump.
Yeah.
And I like yours.
Who's got the
Yeah, there
bald
he is.
Trump photo up there?
Where am I?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
There's bald Trump.
that's
There's
bald Trump.
Lex Luthor Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
No, it's great, but I'd rather, instead of having the picture phone, I'd rather have the flying car or just the self-driving car would be nice by now. Where are all
we
these
heard that's
things?
coming.
Yeah, well, you know
I
what we
can't
never
wait.
got?
Very excited.
You know what we never got that I wanted?
Which?
The household robot.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know,
We don't have that yet.
with the little apron
Yeah.
and
Like
the maid's
Rosie.
outfit.
Not Roomba,
yeah.
but
yeah.
a little bigger than Roomba.
Her name was Rosie.
Rosie, right?
All right.
From
No,
the
but,
Jetsons.
but we were
Yeah,
told we
it
were
was
told
Rosie from
that
the
we were
Jetsons.
going to have like the household robot, and you would go to all these shows, these futuristic shows they would put on,
Right, at the
and
World's
they would,
Fair.
And they would have robots, who.
And they still do. Yeah.
How can I serve you? This they had
Japan,
one at the
definitely.
World's Fair that
They got
smoked a
sex
cigarette.
Right.
Sex spots.
I was just going to say that, Mark.
Healthy.
Sorry.
What? Yes, Tom.
We actually, here in Berkeley, we've got these little delivery robots that I see running around the streets They're little boxes on wheels, and they deliver stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
And they were close to that. Bree showed us those robots over in Dubai that were, talking to you at the bank and stuff. So they're pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Remember?
so what's going to accelerate this robot issue is the fact that you men want a robot to fuck, and therefore you're
Here we go. Here we go.
Why should we want a robot to fuck when we have our wives?
Yeah. Well, then, so you want somebody to clean the
We
house?
got hands.
There you go.
Hands fuck, right.
So
you have your wives. I don't.
By
have
the way, I'm a do-it-yourselfer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We understand that one.
Yeah. Right. But no,
Robots have a right-handed or left-handed robot.
No, we never got the flying cars. We never got the household robots. You know what somebody said to me was that the home of the future actually became the office of the future.
Oh, that's bad.
If you think about it, I mean, offices are far more automated than your house is. Now, I got to tell you, I do have my Echo in 3 rooms in this house, and I really rely on that, and I think of her as a friend.
So you've assigned you've assigned something to an AI, and this is a whole conversation about how humans are going to interact with AI, and then why we feel the need to why we feel the need to assign a gender to it, or a he or a she attached to it.
Well, in the case of Echo, it's a she. There is no male voice that you can.
It's a he.
Siri, there is
Alexa.
a male voice.
My Google Home, I can do man or woman.
Alexa,
They're all women.
No, but Siri.
I can do both.
Siri, you can opt, if you go in, you can opt for a guy, I think with a British accent. You have a choice of accent.
No, my wife has the Aussie. He's an Aussie.
It's the Aussie accent. I have him too. Good job.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got an Aussie in there.
But Amazon only has one. They have the female, and I think they've got it. I think they're keeping it as a female on purpose because it has an identity. They call her Alexa. The name of the piece of equipment is Echo. Okay, and then you say Alexa in order to activate it. I have it. I say Echo because if I have it set to say Alexa, sometimes it would just go off if my wife said Alex, and then she would go, "What do you want?"
Right.
Yeah, with Siri, my daughter's name is Sarah. And so when
I'll tell you what happened.
Siri goes off.
Last night, is a very rare occurrence. My internet went out. My FiOS internet. It's never done this, but it was out. And I called them, and they said, no, it's out in your neighborhood, and it probably won't be up till about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're having problems. Wow. And I went, oh, okay. So, But then I went and I tried to use my Echo, and you can't use your Echo if it isn't hooked up to the internet.
Surprise.
And she went, I said, Echo, what time is it? And she says, I can't tell you that right now. I don't have that information. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, the internet's out. So essentially, Alexa has Alzheimer's. Because that's what it is. It's kind of Alzheimer's, where she has no ability really to talk to you.
So as I've been working on automating my home, I have found on occasions that my HomePod, which is my Siri, drops its location, which is part of the AirPlay function, if I remember correctly. So on occasions, I'll say, Siri, what's the temperature outside? And Siri goes, yeah, I got no idea where you are. And I'm like, well, 5 feet away from you, bitch. But
you know what I find? The problem I have with Siri is that its voice recognition isn't as good as Echo's. Echo's is pretty faultless. I mean, I haven't. And Google.
Google's awesome.
Google's terrific.
Yeah, I have a Google Home. It's
so
great.
why Apple hasn't said, come on, all these other guys have got it right. Why don't we do it right? But they haven't. And I asked Siri something the other day on my phone, and it got it all wrong. Didn't even know what I was saying, and then I tried to get it to write what I was saying, and it didn't get it right. You know.
Yeah, it's not just you.
Yeah.
Well, see, Jack was talking about getting one of these things, and I said, well, if you have an Apple iPhone, I would normally say get Siri. But because Siri sucks so bad, and then I think Ray chirped up and said, you know, I love Google AirPlay or whatever it is.
Yeah,
what is it? Yeah.
Google Home. Google Home.
Yeah. So it's got to be much better than Siri, because Siri's got to be
The trouble also is with the HomePod that you got is they're mono. They're not stereo.
No.
Yeah. Yes, they are not stereo. They're gonna have it. So you're gonna have to buy 2 HomePods to make it
get a stereo sound.
Yeah.
No, well, that's not true because I have an Echo Dot and
No. We're talking about the HomePod, Apple's HomePod.
Oh, I don't know anything about
the
Apple.
Dot. I know that the 2 of the, I have the Echo Show, and that's full stereo.
Yeah.
It's full stereo. Yeah.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that Apple's only single, so I'm gonna just go check that out.
Yeah.
I thought it was stereo. They do that in the iPad Pros. It's stereo.
Yeah.
So that's good news about Phil too.
Yeah, but the iPad Pros, they do have 2 speakers in them. In fact, here there are 2 speakers in the iPhone as well.
Yeah.
You know. However, I wouldn't want to sit here and listen to my iPhone. I'm sorry.
No.
Is that the new iPhone? That's really neat. Wow, that's great. Can you open that with your face?
Yes, I can see that. See, it's unlocked already. And there we go.
Man, that is terrific.
Isn't that terrific?
Wow.
You have Google. Do you have face recognition on it?
Hey, Renee.
No, I had face recognition on my first Android.
Is there a macadamia nut shortage over there?
Where did that come
what
from?
happened is the volcano actually took out quite a few macadamia nut farms, and so there's only a few standing now on this island. So it's going to be problematic soon. Why do you need a few nuts?
Hard to get over here.
What is
really?
Is Ray going to play us off? Is that what he's going to do?
Oh, I don't know. I just picked up the guitar because I was sitting here.
Because it looks cool. I don't play it. It just looks cool when I pick it up. Yeah.
Oh, Ray, I was going to tell you, I went to see a play the other night.
Yeah? What was it?
That one.
The Tale of Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, that one. And I realized that these people bring ringers in. Because I was sitting there watching the play and I'm going, wow, these guys have such great voices. And I've never seen one of them before in my entire life going, how the fuck did you get so many good voices on one island?
Right. Hey, listen, we've run out of time. Hear the theme going on there? Hear that? Listen, I want you to all, first of all, we had Tom, and then the Google head, we've got Ray, and then we've got John, and we got Renee Collins in Hawaii with his Google doll. There's Scott Boddicker, there's Kevin, and Steve hasn't said a word. Okay.
Well, you didn't chime me in, and I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, okay. So but that's our citizen panel for tonight. And if they would all give a big wave goodbye, I think that would be really, really nice. Bye-bye. And that's our citizen panel. Let me just dump them here unceremoniously. Let me see here. Let me close this down. Okay. Hey, listen. It's been great having you here. Go offline, yes. Go offline, and that's about it. Hey, it's been great having you here.
You talking to me?
I'm not talking to the wall. I'm talking to you.
Well, I've had a pleasure myself. Thank you.
Yes, and this has been Albert Reinoso, and he will. You'll come back and see us again later next week, right?
I hope to. Yeah. Unless I eat too much and can't.
Yeah. I can't tell you how great it is to have you around.
It's good to be back.
I always feel more myself when you're around.
Buy me things.
We will.
Don't just say it. Buy me things.
We will. We'll buy his stuff. Hey, everybody. It's Jack Bishop next with The Intersection at 1 o'clock this morning. It's Connections. It's Connections. Yeah. Eastern time, 1 o'clock. And then tomorrow night at 9:30, it's Damian Chaplin and The Exchange. And then I'll be back around here tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye.
Thanks a lot.